Hey, '06 Boys Elite One, catching up on some recaps here. Yeah, tremendous job this weekend, advancing out of our group stage into State Cup semifinals weekend or finals weekend. We will have Fort Wayne as our next opponent next Saturday, or not next Saturday, but Saturday, June 1st. That schedule will be out by the end of the week. And then if we win that game, we will play Sunday, June 2nd, for the State Cup final. So very exciting times for the boys. And we would play the winner of Goshen and Indiana Fire. So best case scenario for me, we play Fort Wayne. We avenge that 2-1 defeat from up in Fort Wayne from the fall, and then we get Goshen in the final, which was never a 9-0 game. I mean, it was never a 9-0 for us. So I think they would be shocked if they had to play us again, and it would be a huge underdog story for our final. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. We got to do our job on Saturday first, and then be excited to play against anybody on Sunday. For the game specifically, yeah, the wind played a big factor on both of them. We Junior Irish did a really nice job of pressing. That's the epitome of hard work for that team. They did have a couple of good soccer players, but for the most part, it was all hard work and a whole lot of guys working hard. And with the wind at their back, they made it look like a very good game. But we scored a great goal to take the lead. We did a great job defending the wind the first half and a couple of huge saves. And then they squeaked one in at the end, but super confident going into halftime with the wind at our back. And sure enough, that's what happened. And we dominated second half, really looked good, and managed to score a couple of goals, which is the important part. So it went our way. After that, on Sunday, Indiana Elite, which is always a tough opponent. They obviously came out very physical, with the hard tackle on us early in the game and took a player out of the game. That was kind of the MO for them going into the game. They wanted to be more physical than we were and try to knock us off of our game. But, we've talked a lot about defending a counterattack. We've talked a lot about how to control the transition from when we are attacking and when we lose the ball, what kind of shape we're in. So when you hear me yelling to get higher, that's a nice easy command, but there's a lot going into that we want everyone to be closer to the ball, so there's less room to run, to have to win the ball when we do win it. The space between the lines, between midfield and forwards, between defenders and midfielders, between goalkeeper and defenders, we need all those spaces to be as small as possible when we have the ball, so that when we lose the ball, that we're in better shape. So we did a great job stopping the counter all day. They didn't have any really good chances. They pulled a couple of chances off, but nowhere near the chances that we created. Could have been a 5, 6, 7-0 game on the day, but we got the one that we needed and went through. So great job to those guys. Super proud of them, super happy, and moving in the right direction. If we back up a few games that I haven't recorded, go all the way back to TFA. Oh my Lord. That TFA game was an absolute mess. We looked good. We looked really good. A deserved 1-1 game. We probably did a little bit more than they did. That's a good team, but then the whole penalty at the end of the game and then reversing his call and then going back on it, it's just... Unfortunately, we're just dealing with people that are out there, I'd say, volunteering their time. They get paid, but I think referees mean well. I really do. But yeah, he ruined that game for us. So moving on, we had Hoosier. And I don't know what to say about that game. I don't know. That wasn't us. That wasn't us. That wasn't our team. Um, the only thing I could chalk it up to is the familiarity with all of the other kids, and they wanted to play, or they wanted it really bad, and we just did okay. Um, I think we created the better chances in that game as well, but we didn't create real good chances. Um, the massive field probably played an effect on it. It being a nice warm day, a Sunday evening, everybody's a little bit tired, a little bit hot. There's a lot of things that played into it, but 0-0, fair result on that day, but I don't think that's a fair result for where we are compared to where they are in terms of our development. And then we went into that last weekend with Javanon and SCS United. So Javanon was a great team. That's the best team we've seen since I've picked up this group. They were very, very good. And we played a great game against them. We played great. So that it was 3-1. It didn't feel like it was that big. I know they scored the own goal, but I mean, we earned it. And we had chances of our own, excuse me. So, but we're not quite where they are yet. We aren't as sharp as they are. We aren't as physical in so many areas of the field. So, yeah, we're not the best team in the world. Go figure. We've got some work to do, which we'll catch up. We will. And then SCS United was a very good team, and I went and watched them play a couple of times before. Unfortunately, I was unable to make that game. They had rearranged my schedule at Grand Park a couple of times, and I thought I was going to be able to drive back and forth between Grand Park and Mount Vernon. But then by the time that we finally got to the weekend, it turned out to be I would have been able to make it for about 5 minutes. I would have driven 2 hours and tried to make it for about 5 minutes of the game. So Nathan was helpful enough to come out and coach the game, and I gave him all the information and everything, where I wanted players to play and how long and all of that info, and he got our first win in the league. so tremendous result. Great job. I heard it was a thriller. I love hearing us scoring goals. Yeah, if we score 3 goals in the game, we're going to do very well. So, yeah. Exciting times. We've got the makeup game was finalized, so we're playing Friday night at Wright State University. There's a big game field, and there's a turf field right behind the players' benches. So we'll be on the field behind the players' benches, as there's an older kids game going on the game field at the same time. And then we'll come back home and we'll play. That's the makeup game against Club Ohio, and then we'll come back home and play Barca Academy on that Saturday. And then we'll train and go into Cup Finals weekend. So big, exciting time. Great job to these boys, and look forward to working with them tonight.